2-0 after you beat North Texas. Overall, what did you think of the way your group on the offensive line played?
Well, I mean, it feels great to be 2-0. You know, I'm happy and I'm blessed to be 2-0. We got a long way to go up front. We didn't play how we feel like we could have and should have, but you know, we're happy that we're 2-0, and it's on to LaTech, who's going to be a lot better, and we'll be better by the time we get there.
Coach Dykes, after the game, talked about the difference between the first half and second half and said you guys wore down the North Texas defense a little in the second half. Did you make schematic changes or technique changes, or was it just a matter of attrition and physical size and strength?
I think we just went back to basics, you know, back to fundamentals, and let's just get after them and go smash them, put the ball right down their throats. We did a lot of inside zone in the second half, and we just hit the ball downhill a lot better.
You are one of a handful of guys on the roster who's been around long enough to remember the last time you saw Louisiana Tech. What do you remember from that game?
It's probably the most embarrassing day of my life, honestly. 51-10 is horrible. Doesn't matter the circumstances. You know, and we're all hungry for some payback once we get down there.
All right, doesn't matter the circumstances, but they were fairly unusual since you had a modified coaching staff going into that game. What were the meetings, practices like? Was it completely disjointed, or did you feel like you were ready going into that?
No, I mean, we felt like we were ready. I feel like the guys that were left over did a good enough job of getting us prepared. It was just one of those things that we just weren't as good as we are now. They were a lot better than we were, and now we're a lot better of a football team, and I'm excited to go back.
Does revenge even factor in this week, or has it been so long and so many guys have been replaced that doesn't really play a role?
For me, and I think the other seniors, I think it probably does, but for some of these guys that weren't around for it, I didn't think they knew until Coach Dykes talked about at the team meeting today of what happened the last time we played them. But, you know, for me, for sure, it is some revenge.
All right, you mentioned Coach Dykes. He had only been hired a matter of days, I think, before that game. And he coached that game when he probably didn't even know all of you on the roster. How surprised were you that he agreed to be there and showed up that night?
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's just Coach Dykes' character. He wants to do what's best for the players at whatever school he's at. So since he was hired by SMU, the best thing for us was for him to be there for us.
Did that accelerate the relationship that you and some of the players built with him, knowing that he would jump in the deep end with you like that?
I think it definitely did. I mean, being able to work with him and meet him and be with him, you know, just for those, you know, that week in December before we really got going in that January, definitely made it a lot better to transition into the new style and the new staff.
Considering he did that with you guys and he started his head coaching career at LaTech, is there any part of your preparation or motivation this week that involves sort of winning this for him?
A little bit, but Coach Dykes talks about it's a nameless, faceless opponent, so there is a little bit of revenge aspect, but at the same time, if SMU comes out and plays SMU's football, then we'll be great on Saturday.